Hey guys, and welcome to the Shindig Variety Show. This is our YouTube podcast, part of the Lost in the Groove family. We're on YouTube. We're going to be talking about society and culture, topics about now, and also for you guys to get in and let us know your opinions. What would you like to discuss? And yeah, so let's have some fun. In this case, unfortunately, it's a little bit different. So we found an article from ProPublica. The story is, I'm going to read this article. I don't remember exactly all the words, so I'm going to look down and read it. The Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office is investigating a deputy accused of holding a black woman by her hair and slamming her head repeatedly into the pavement with such force that a witness to the September 20th incident said it ripped several of Shantel Arnold's braids from her scalp. There's a video. Should we watch it?
Let's watch the video. Don't forget to share your screen, Dave.
Yeah, hold on. Wait. Hold on. You know what? I'll tell you what. You want to finish off on this? I'm going to go online and see if I can find this. So just give me a second.
Can we pause? Can we pause the recording and then edit?
Man, just keep on talking. I'm going to go ahead and find it. Just give me a second. Put your thought. While Dave figures out how to find the video on YouTube so that we can share the clip with you guys, let me tell you this, is that we have seen this type of brutality for fucking years now. And if it wasn't for body cams, we would not even get a glimpse of some of this stuff. It would have always been, his word against the victim's word. And it's a very difficult situation. So we got it right here. Good job, Dave. 3 children attacked a black woman. A sheriff's deputy arrived and beat her more. That's a fucking awful story. I know, but you know what? I thought it was important for us to. And hold on, let me see. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, all right. Okay.
Wait.
You there?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so that was the video, and
it's pretty graphic. I mean,
just we'll put a notice before, but yeah. I
it's pretty awful. Like I said, we've seen shit like this for years now, and it's the body cams that at least make it possible. And of course, everybody with a smartphone being able to videotape on the scene. Otherwise, I don't think if this was 20 years ago, it would have been his word against hers, and we know the sheriff would always win that case. But God knows what the circumstances were. I mean, what's going through your head right now? How many times have you watched this clip?
I've seen worse. I lived in the Bronx for about a year, and the police brutality towards minorities was I don't have words. It's something. Unfortunately, it's the way that they're trained. For a very, this is a problem that we face in New York City, is minorities. They are minority gangs, groups that do petty crimes and all that throughout the city. And then every single Haitian is a part of it. Every Jamaican, every single Black person is a part of it. Every single Mexican, Honduran, Guatemalan, Ecuadorian, Cuban, they're all a part of it. That's the problem. It's just because you see a Mexican walking in the Bronx and he's got a white tank top on and a pair of sweatpants doesn't mean he's going to rob the liquor store. I mean, how do you know? But they're trained that if they make certain motions or moves a certain way, like that's their moment to like attack. But that doesn't really work because then you're attacking innocent people. I mean, look what happened to George Floyd last year. And then, I mean, the list just continues. I mean, I just saw this and I'm just like, I don't believe this.
Well, whether you believe it or not, it's definitely happening. You're right about the training process, but we got to also question exactly like how did something like this happen? Remember what I was telling you before we began. I mean, sheriff shows up to the situation. She's frantic. He doesn't know what the hell's going on exactly. And generally, I would imagine that their protocol is like, especially if they're in areas where there's a lot of gun violence, you know what? I'm not taking any chances. I'm handcuffing everybody involved until I ask some questions, get a better understanding of what's going on. She may have resisted arrest, and then he went like uber aggressive. Don't agree with it. I'm just, trying to paint what this scenario would have looked like exactly in my mind. That's what I've seen here in LA. I've seen that in a lot of places. They get super aggressive as soon as someone is resisting being detained. Being detained doesn't mean you're getting arrested. It means like they don't have enough facts. They want to just take a minute, calm everybody down, ask some questions, and move from there. But it doesn't justify being as aggressive as he was. It's insane. To be beat twice. She was looking for help, for God's sake. I mean, is it training related? Partially, but
is it? I'm going to say this. Is it racially related? I think so.
More than likely. But at the same time, I mean, if we look at crime statistics, if we look at certain areas of the country, it's not to say that it's warranted, but it is to say that the statistics don't lie. I mean, if crime rates are very aggressive in certain parts of the country and they're very high, the people working those areas, law enforcement has a lot on their hands. I mean, LA sucks, man. In terms of justice for a person who's a civilian, follows the law, doesn't break the law, there's no justice for you. Something can happen to you. You call the cops, they don't show up for an hour because they're understaffed, they're underpaid, and they're dealing with violent crimes all fucking day. I try to understand the situation from both sides as best as I can because it's a human problem. It's not us against them. They're a part of our society too. And what were you saying earlier? You were saying this isn't what our culture was developed on. Police were supposed to help us, right? When we need help, we are to turn to them. That's how it was designed and built from the get-go, but that's not what we're seeing today. Remember, you were saying that? Yeah. I mean, what changed? What changed is we have a growing population, growing rates of crime. The severity of the crimes are growing. So like petty shit here in LA, they don't respond to.
In New York, they do.
Yeah. It's complete opposite. Like here, if somebody walked into a liquor store and just stole a bunch of shit and walked out, and that store owner calls, no one's coming. At least not right away. If they do show up, they might.
You're not gonna like New York. Like in New York, this is crazy. Like in New York City, if you go to a store and rob a cash register, there's a cop by the door by the time you leave.
I would like that because I don't have those protections as a retail owner. Instead, as a victim of, let's say, a situation like that, there's no recourse unless they stole over $1,000 worth of anything, including cash. It's a misdemeanor, and they just get away with it. My neighbor, you know what happened to my neighbor? It's a pool store. They pulled up in a fucking budget van, and we know that Amazon drivers have been using budget vans lately because of shortage of trucks. We know that UPS has been leasing them out too. But they pulled up in a budget van, so no one would ever really suspect anything weird. They ran in, grabbed hundreds of dollars worth of pool supplies, loaded up onto the truck, and just drove away. No recourse. There's nothing he can do. It's just a loss. So the point that I make, and I understand your perspective from the other side of the country, is that they're so understaffed, and the severity of the crimes are so high that those are the only things they'll respond to.
Yeah.
Gunshots, extreme violence, murder spree.
This is,
active shooter.
This is the thing that we face. Like, the police department is not unified, where there's not a correct curriculum in each place. It just depends on where you are and how it's developed and how it's funded. Look, we want to hear you guys' opinion, what you have to say. Honestly, share your comments, negative or positive. We love our haters. Today until tomorrow. Well, with that, guys, we really appreciate you guys watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, as this helps feed the algorithm. Like always, this is a Lost in the Groove podcast. The link to the article will be in the description below. See you guys in the next one. Peace.